This is the City Commission for Neighbors Meeting Action Roundup for November 21st, 2023. This was a City Commission regular meeting on November 21st, 2023. All 9 City Commissioners were present for this meeting. Commissioner Simmons arrived late, but prior to any votes being held. Ordinance Introductions. These come back to the Commission at a future meeting for a final vote. Ordinance 18-2023. Consider changing the city's property tax law by adding a section to give a payment in lieu of taxes, or pilot, to a housing development known as Station-Side Lofts. This development is proposed at the Dolliver Building Site, 135 North Washington Avenue, near the city's Fire Station 2. It would have 60 units. The city is talking about pilots a lot lately as many housing developments move through these processes. Again, a pilot is basically a tax exemption for a housing development. This ordinance introduction was approved 9-0. Ordinance 19-2023. Consider changing the city's property tax law by adding a section to give a pilot or tax exemption for a housing project to the development known as Manchester Place. This development is planned at the former Brunson Behavioral Health Facility, known as the Fieldstone site, at 165 North Washington Avenue. It will be 3 20-unit apartment buildings, adding to the city's affordable housing. This ordinance introduction was approved 9-0. Ordinance Adoption. These were introduced at a previous meeting prior to this final vote. Ordinance 17-2023. Consider amending the city's property tax law to provide a tax exemption specifically for workforce housing. If this is put in place, then individual projects for workforce housing payment in lieu of taxes, or pilot projects, can be considered by the City Commission. This was introduced at the November 7th City Commission regular meeting. This ordinance adoption was approved 9-0. Consent Agenda. The consent agenda for November 21st includes minutes from a previous meeting, the city manager's report for the evening, the ambulance report for October, and resolutions 290 to 294. Briefly, the resolutions on the consent agenda offered consideration of the following. Resolution 290. Consider the sale of a vacant, city-owned property off First Street. Resolution 291. Consider reappointing Gary Miniman Jr. and Tim Cool to the Dickman Road Business Improvement Board. Resolution 292. Consider appointing Alicia Davis to the Battle Creek Transit Local Coordinating Council. Resolution 293. Consider appointing Sharon Sklenicka and Al Sklenicka as new members to the Mingus Brook Riverside Neighborhood Planning Council, or NPC number 11. Resolution 294. Consider appointing Springview Tower as a business member to the North Central Neighborhood Planning Council, or NPC number 2. The consent agenda was approved 9-0. Regular Resolutions. Resolution 295. Consider accepting the best value proposal for labor and employment law services from Schiffman Fournier. The city works with a labor attorney related to the city's union contracts and other issues as needed. The city had an employee relations director on staff until 2014, and that person handled these issues. The city has contracted for those services since then. This resolution was approved 9-0. Resolution 296. Consider revised pricing in the contract the city has with the Calhoun County Animal Center, which recently changed owners. The city will pay the shelter approximately $470,000 in the current year and up to $545,000 in 2026 through 2027. At that time, the city will need a new contract. Resolution 297. Consider setting a public hearing during the December 5th City Commission regular meeting to review and receive public comments on the city's Recreation Department Master Plan Update, a guide for recreation activities in the city for the next 5 years. Both of these resolutions were approved 9-0. Resolution 298. Consider directing the city assessor to prepare a special assessment for the Dickman Road Business Improvement District Renewal Project. This is the second of 4 resolutions in this process, which looks to continue to maintain and improve the district of Dickman Road from M66 to the city limits. The project cost is estimated at $310,555. This resolution was approved 9-0. Resolution 299. Consider a contract for routine service and repair to the instruments and controls at the city's wastewater treatment plant to Oudbeer Instrument Company at a maximum cost of $137,795 over 3 years. The city has worked with Oudbeer for over 30 years to do this work. Resolution 300. Consider allowing the city to enter a purchase agreement for the sale of the former Dolliver building site at 135 North Washington Avenue to the developer Pivotal GP Holding, LLC, for the housing development known as Station Side Lofts. Both of these resolutions were approved 9-0. Thank you for joining the City of Battle Creek Communications team for another City Commission Meeting Action Roundup video. Be kind and be well.